Welcome to another round of my little guitar demo series. Today I have, of course, something special for you. Not only the fact that this is positive for me, it's a little bit bright outside here in the northern hemisphere. We had a dark winter time and finally spring arrived, so the color of this beauty here shines in the best possible fashion. I have to admit, the very first time in my life I can hold a Gibson ES-335 in my hands, a 335 TD to be exact. Of course, somewhere in a guitar shop I had the chance to take my hands on this kind of guitar, on this specific model, but I never was able to play it over an amplifier, so basically I know nothing. What I know is that this is a very, very rare and collectible guitar, because this is a original vintage 1958 Gibson ES-335 TD, and it's a very early one, as you can see, because it has no binding here on the fretboard, and this is a sign that this is a very, very early one. First production year 1958. I had a hard time to get hold of this guitar, but here I have it, and I want to share my emotions with you. This guitar is in a very astonishing condition, considering that it is nearly a 60-year-old lady. A lot of you will already know what an ES-335 is. So for those who are not so familiar with this model, the speciality is that it is not a total semi-hollow guitar, so the neck goes through. Here it's solid, while it is set in here. The top and the side pieces are from maple, and the neck is mahogany, and it's a rosewood fretboard. When reading up a little bit about the ES-335 model, I learned two things. First, the ES stands for electric Spanish. Who would have thought that? Back at that time, the lap steel guitars very popular, and they have the EH series, which standed for electric Hawaiian style, so for playing it on your knee or on a table or something. So electric Spanish means you take this guitar like this in your hand. Of course, today we all know that, but back in the time it was obviously important in the catalog to say this is an electric Spanish guitar which should be played like that. The guitar is named TD. The TD stands for thin body shape. Here it's very thin compared to other semi-hollow guitars of Gibson, which could be like that. And the D for double pickup. Two pickups. Yeah, and those are original PAFs, patented applied force, from 1958 here, and they are very good. So what immediately, of course, should happen when you play this guitar dry is that you hear something a little bit more than from a solid body guitar, of course, because of the F-holes and the semi-hollow construction. But you probably also hear already dry, this guitar has an endless sustain. It's guitar is shaking. It's a vintage beauty. So you feel every frequency here on your stomach. You know, you have the guitar here. It's a wonderful feeling. So it's a three-way switch. There's not much to explain. You have two volume controls, two tone controls, and it has to be said that the controls here, for the age of the guitar, work extremely well. I hear no noise, scratching or something like that. And this is like the bridge pickup sounds here with treble full up. Sustain. Also, the guitar has some, how can I describe it, some air. Yeah, it's not so dry sounding over the pickup, so the acoustic element is there. So if I go in the mid position, and that's both pickups, it sounds like that. there are also crisp high frequencies, good for a certain style of music. It's a very funky guitar, and this is the neck pickup. You hear the chord here, very warm sounding of course, but it has this special plop you would expect from an original patented applied for humbucker. So before I talk too much, I simply hit play on my playback and let the music speak. So first I play with a clean sound and give you a few ideas. Of course, this guitar is very popular in jazz circles. You know, Larry Carlton, for example, also played and plays ES-335. Yeah. A very warm tone, and this was with treble control fully cranked up. So if I bring down the treble a little bit, you get the picture. Guitar has a wonderful sensible attack, and the tones they jump into your face, you know. It's a wonderful guitar. I used for this clean sound here a Fender Super 112 60 watts combo with 6L6 tubes, because I thought this supports the guitar very well. So I tried several amps and thought this clean tone is it for my taste. Tastes are different. By the way, what do you think of my t-shirt? Somebody bought me this and brought it for me from Thailand. You know who you are. And yeah, I like it, of course. And now I switch over to a distorted sound. I use a PV Classic 50 watts tube combo for this sound. guitar can really rock with the right player. It can hyper rock. No wonder that people like Alvin Lee or Alex Lifeson from Rush also played ES-335. Not always, but certain songs. And I mean, the pickups here in this guitar, the action and how the tones come directly in your face, it's just a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I even don't hit the strings here hard, and you hear the bass thumping, and the tone is bang directly in your face. Once more, I have to say a huge thank you to a very good friend of mine, you know who you are, who was so nice to lend me this really hard to get, at least here in Germany, hard to get, very rare and collectible 1958 ES-335. It's a wonderful instrument and cultural heritage. So I think I'm at the end of my little guitar demo for today, and see you next time. Bye bye.